They took my room, my parents said over dinner. I nodded and said, okay. I'll clear it out tomorrow. The next morning, I found a new apartment without telling them. I'm twirling spaghetti around my fork when my mom drops it casual as if she's checking the weather. We're giving your desk to Emma. My dad nods in agreement, not even looking up from his plate. They took my desk. They mean my desk. The rickety oak one I dragged into the attic 2 years ago after college, where I've been grinding as a freelance graphic designer ever since. My stomach lurches, but I force a smile, the kind that doesn't reach my eyes, and say, okay. I'll clear it out tomorrow. They keep chewing, oblivious, while Emma, my 16-year-old sister, smirks across the table. She's getting the attic for her content creation studio, a sprawling mess of ring lights and aesthetic backdrops she's been whining about for months. No one asks me. No, hey, is that cool? Just done like I'm a footnote in their story. I'm 24, still living at home. Not because I'm lazy, but because every paycheck's a tightrope walk. Some to savings, some to bills, some to keep this house from falling apart. Last winter, I shelled out $300 for the furnace when it died mid-blizzard. No one blinking when I swiped my card. Groceries every other week. Me again, hauling bags in while they binge Netflix. That desk was my sanctuary. The one place I could breathe, where I built my portfolio and landed my first real client. It's not just a desk. It's proof I'm more than their errand boy. But Mom's already talking about Emma's setup, how it'll free up her bedroom for more clothing storage, and Dad's murmuring about paint colors for the attic walls. Emma's grin widens like she's won something I didn't know we were betting on. I stab at my plate, the sauce staining the tablecloth, and feel the weight of it. I've been pouring myself into this family and they don't even see me. That desk was mine, but I guess I'm not. Not here. Not anymore. After dinner, I climb the attic stairs. The familiar creak under my boots louder than usual. My desk sits there, cluttered with sketch pads, a cracked coffee mug, and my laptop still humming from a logo I'd been tweaking. I slump into the chair, staring at the screen, but my mind's racing. It's not just the desk they're taking. It's everything I've let them have. 2 years ago I stayed home to save up, build my freelance gig into something solid, but I've been more than a tenant. I've been their fix-it guy, their ATM. Last month, I spent hours unclogging the printer when Emma jammed at printing Instagram photos. Never a thanks. Before that, I drove her to dance practice 3 times a week, burning gas I couldn't spare while she scrolled TikTok in the passenger seat. And Dad's phone bill? I've covered it 3 times this year alone, dipping into my savings when he forgot to pay. Mom's no better, always borrowing my design software for her side projects that never materialize, eating up my expensive subscription time. I run my hands over the desk's chipped edges. This is where I landed my first big contract, a local cafe's branding job that paid half my rent dreams. It's where I sketched late into the night, headphones on, drowning out the chaos downstairs. Losing it feels like they're carving out the one piece of me I've kept for myself. I'm done. The thought hits hard, sharp, like a snapped pencil lead. I grab my phone, pull up a budgeting app, and calculate. I've got enough saved for a deposit, maybe 6 months if I'm careful. No more waiting for the perfect moment. It's now. Next morning I skip breakfast. The kitchen's too loud with Emma bragging about her new setup, the lighting angles she's planning, the backdrops she wants to buy with money she doesn't have. Mom clattering dishes. Dad reading the newspaper like nothing's changed. I sit in my car instead, scrolling rental listings. There's a studio downtown, tiny, 400 square feet, but it's got a window and a corner for my desk. $800 a month, utilities extra. My heart thumps as I email the landlord, attach my portfolio for proof of income, and hit send. By noon, he replies, looks good. Deposit secures it. I transfer half my savings. $2,050. Right there in the parking lot outside the coffee shop where I'm sipping a $3 latte I shouldn't have bought. It's reckless, but it feels right, like I'm clawing back something they've buried. I don't tell them. Not yet. I drive home, the decision buzzing under my skin, and walk into the living room. Mom's on the couch scrolling her phone and she glances up. Can you grab milk later? We're out. I nod, same old autopilot smile, but my head's elsewhere. Packing boxes, picking paint for my walls. Emma's upstairs, probably measuring the attic, planning her backdrops, and my parents are in the garage, tinkering with something they'll never finish. They don't notice I'm quieter than usual, that I linger by the stairs, staring at the attic door like it's a ghost I'm about to exorcise. I head up there instead of the store, sit at my desk one last time, and start sorting files. Client stuff in one pile, personal sketches in another. It's not goodbye yet, but it's close. The weight's shifting already. I've been carrying them. Printer ink, car rides, late night grocery runs, while they've leaned harder, never looking up. I think about the furnace money, how I shivered through December so they wouldn't have to. No one's paid me back, not in cash or words. This desk was my anchor, proof I was building something, but they see it as storage space for Emma's vanity projects. I close my laptop, the screen's glow fading, and feel a spark. Anger? Sure. But something fiercer. Resolve. I'm not just losing a desk. I'm gaining a life. Tomorrow, I'll start dismantling this attic shrine. But tonight, I plan. Milk can wait. They'll figure it out or they won't. Either way, I'm done pouring myself into their cracks. The next day, I let it start. I'm in the kitchen sipping black coffee, no milk since I never got it, when the printer screeches from the den. Dad's in there, swearing under his breath, trying to send invoices for his side gig selling refurbished tools. It's jammed again, probably from Emma's photo printing marathon. Normally, I grab a screwdriver, pop the back open, and fish out the crumpled paper. 10 minutes tops. Not today. I stay put, stirring my mug as he stomps and red-faced. Printer's acting up. You got a second? I glance over, casual as hell, and say, nope. Busy. He blinks like I've spoken another language, then mutters something about figuring it out and shuffles off. The machine stays silent. I feel a flicker of something, satisfaction, maybe, watching him flail. Later, Emma's pacing by the front door, backpack slung over one shoulder. You're still driving me to dance, right? Ms. Keller will kill me if I'm late for rehearsal. I've been her chauffeur since her recital schedule intensified last fall. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, rearranging my deadlines to fit her schedule. I sip my coffee, let the pause stretch, then say, take the bus. I've got work. Her jaw drops, eyes wide like I betrayed her. Seriously? It's like 2 miles away. I shrug, grab my keys, not for her but for me, and head out to the car. I drive to a cafe instead, set up my laptop and tweak a client's banner ad while she's probably cursing me at the bus stop. It's petty but it feels good, like peeling off a bandage I didn't know was choking me. By evening, the lawn's a disaster. Knee-high weeds from last week's rain, edging undone. I've mowed it every Sunday since I was 18, even sharpened the blades myself when they dulled last spring. Dad's out there now, peering at the mower like it's a puzzle he's never solved. He catches me on the porch, sketchbook in hand, and calls over, you didn't refill the gas? It's empty. I look up, voice flat. Nope. Didn't feel like it. He scowls, arms crossed, and I can see the gears turning. He's annoyed but he doesn't push. I sketch a tree instead, the pencil scratching louder than his grumbling. The grass stays wild, a green middle finger to their expectations. Mom corners me in the hallway that night. Her voice soft but edged. We're a team, right? Things are slipping a little. Emma missed dance. Dad's stressed. You've always helped out. She's clutching her phone, probably late for a Zoom call with her boss. I've reset the router for her a dozen times, memorized the tech support script by heart. I nod, same fake smile I've worn for years, and say, yeah. I get it, but I don't move. She hesitates, then retreats to her office. The Wi-Fi still spotty. I head upstairs, past the attic where my desk sits untouched, and lock my bedroom door. The silence is thick, pulsing with something new. Not guilt, not yet, but a thrill I can't name. They're starting to notice, though they don't get it. Dad's fumbling with tools he doesn't understand. Mom's juggling her own messes. Emma's whining about public transit. I've been their glue, patching cracks they pretended weren't there. Now I'm stepping back and the edges are fraying fast. I don't say a word about the lease. I've got the keys in my pocket, picked them up that afternoon, but I feel them, cold and solid, every time I shift. It's not loud, this rebellion. It's quiet, deliberate, like pulling a thread and watching the whole seam unravel. They'll see soon enough. For now, I let them stumble, and I keep sketching, the lines sharper than ever. By Wednesday, the house is a mess of loose ends. The printer's still dead. Dad's invoices are piling up, and I hear him on the phone, voice tight, promising clients he'll mail them soon. Mom's Zoom calls keep dropping, the Wi-Fi's been flickering since I stopped resetting it, and she's muttering about deadlines while rebooting the router herself. Emma's sulking because she missed rehearsal again, the bus running late, and her dance shoes are still by the door, caked in mud I'd usually clean off. I walk past it all, sipping tea from a mug I won't be packing, and feel the chaos ripple. They're tripping over the holes I used to fill, and I'm not lifting a finger. Then Mom twists the knife deeper. I'm in the kitchen grabbing a granola bar when she strolls in, waving a receipt and says, sold your monitor to Mrs. Clark next door. Got $200 for it. Enough for Emma's new backdrop stand. My ultra-wide monitor, the one I splurged on after landing the cafe client, perfect color calibration for design work that I'd carefully stored in the basement closet until I had a proper workspace. She didn't ask, didn't even hint, just saw it while digging through storage and cashed it out. I freeze, the bar halfway to my mouth, and manage a flat, okay. She doesn't catch the edge in my voice, just nods like it's a done deal and heads out. The betrayal stings hot, sharper than the desk because it's not just space she's taking. It's mine, piece by piece. I start packing that afternoon. Not loud, not fast, just methodical. I pull books off the attic shelves, stack cables in a cardboard box, wrap my desk lamp in an old towel. Emma's upstairs, blasting music through the wall, oblivious. Dad peeks in once, eyebrows knitting as he sees the growing pile by the stairs. Organizing? He asks, tentative. I nod, something like that, and keep going. He lingers, then leaves, like he senses the shift but can't name it. Mom's out back watering plants she'll probably let die now that I won't be around to remind her. I don't offer to help with anything. The boxes stack higher, each one a step closer to the studio waiting downtown. That night, Emma bangs on my door, voice whining through the wood. The attic's too small for my setup now. The desk's all scratched up and the outlets are janky. I almost laugh, bitter and low, picturing my desk, scarred under her ring lights. Sounds rough, I say, loud enough to carry, and turn back to my sketchpad. She stomps off, probably to Mom, but I don't care. They're seeing it now, the cracks widening. No printer, no rides, no lawn, and a monitor gone for a backdrop I'll never use. I tape up another box, external hard drives, pens, a sketch I'd framed, and carry it to my car under the flickering porch light I fixed last month. No one follows. The house feels off balance, like a machine missing gears. Mom's on the phone with tech support when I pass the living room. Dad's got ink on his hands from a failed printer fix, and Emma's muttering about walking to school tomorrow. I've got the lease key in my pocket, a solid weight against my thigh, and I'm already half gone. They don't know it yet, but they're running out of time to figure out how much I've held up. The monitor's gone, the desk's next, and I'm not far behind. I shut my bedroom door, lock it, and keep packing. The sound of tape ripping louder than their complaints. Thursday night, we're at the table, takeout pizza grease soaking the box. The air's thick, not just from the pepperoni. Mom clears her throat, picking at a crust. Maybe Emma doesn't need the attic yet, she says, eyes on her plate. It's the first crack, and admission things are off since I stopped playing handyman. Dad nods, too quick, like he's been rehearsing it. Yeah. With everything going on, maybe we wait. Emma scowls, mouth full, but I set my slice down, slow and deliberate. Too late, I say, voice steady. I signed a lease. Moving out Friday. The room goes still, forks hovering. Mom's eyes widen, Emma chokes a little, and Dad's head snaps up like I've slapped him. You're serious? Mom whispers, hands twisting her napkin. I nod, then she doubles down, voice suddenly sharp. Already promised your monitor and desk to the Clark's daughter. $250 cash. Figured you're done with them. Another gut punch. My monitor, the one she already sold once, and my desk, the one I sanded down, stained, made mine, hawked off like spare change. Twice over. I lean back, arms crossed, and say, you sold what wasn't yours. Again. The again lands heavy, a nod to the first monitor sale, and her jaw tightens. She doesn't argue, just glares, but I hold it, unflinching. Emma mutters, that's dramatic, under her breath, and I almost laugh. Dramatic's her whining about a scratched desk she stole. I stand, grab a marker from the counter, and head to the fridge. They watch, silent, as I scrawl a list on a takeout receipt. Printer fixes, 15 times. Gas for Emma's rides, $300 plus. Monitor, mine, sold, $200. Bills I covered, $600 this year. Lawn, every Sunday. Wi-Fi resets, countless. At the bottom, bold, figure it out now. I tape it up, the magnet snapping loud in the quiet. That's what I've been, I say, turning. Your team's on its own. Mom's mouth opens then shuts. Dad's knuckles whiten around his soda can. Emma stares at the list like it's in code. You could have said something, Mom finally manages, voice small. I did, I shoot back, sharper than I mean to. You didn't hear it because I didn't scream. I just fixed it, paid it, drove it, quietly. I point at the list. Every time, that's me saying it. You just saw a ghost doing chores. Dad shifts, uncomfortable, and mumbles, didn't think it was that much. I nod, slow. Yeah. I know. The words hang heavy as the boxes by the stairs. Emma's still chewing, slower now, like she's tasting the tension. I grab my plate, scrape the crust into the trash, and rinse it in the sink. Last habit I'll break here. They're frozen, pizza cooling as I walk out. Friday, I say over my shoulder, not looking back. That's it. Upstairs, I lock my door, the click final. The list stays on the fridge, a mirror they can't unsee. Mom sold my desk and monitor twice over, first to Mrs. Clark, now to her daughter, and I'm done being currency. The lease keys in my pocket, warm from my grip, and tomorrow's close enough to taste. They're rattled. I can feel it through the walls, but I'm not. Not anymore. I sit on my bed, sketchpad closed, and breathe deep. Free. Mine. They've got one night to stew on it, and I've got one night left to shed this skin. Friday morning I'm up before the sun, the house still dark and quiet. My room's a shell, bed stripped, walls bare, boxes lined up like soldiers by the door. I haul them to my car one by one. The cold air biting my hands as I stack sketchbooks, cables, a folded chair in the trunk. The attic's empty now. My desk abandoned under Emma's tangled collection of ring lights and backdrops, a stranger in its own space. Downstairs, the printer still silent, a stack of unmailed invoices yellowing on the counter. The lawn's a jungle, mower rusting in the garage since Dad's last failed attempt. I don't touch any of it. Not my mess anymore. Mom catches me in the kitchen, hair messy, clutching a mug. Internet's out again, she says, voice frayed from a week of dropped calls. Can you fix it before you go? I pause, cereal box in hand, and meet her eyes. Google it, I say, pouring a bowl. She flinches like I've cursed her, then nods and shuffles off. I eat standing, the crunch loud in the stillness, while the Wi-Fi blinks red in the corner. Emma's still asleep, probably dreaming of an attic studio she'll never maintain properly, and Dad's in the den muttering over a toolbox he barely knows how to use. I rinse my bowl, leave it in the sink, another thread cut, and grab the last box. Outside, the porch light flickers, dimmer than ever. I replaced it twice this year, bulbs I bought myself, but it's dying again, a faint SOS in the dawn. I load the car, the trunk slamming shut with a thud that echoes. Mom steps out onto the porch, arms crossed, squinting at me like I'm a puzzle she's tired of solving. You really think this is it? She asks, something between challenge and fear in her voice. I lean against the hood, keys jangling. Been paying your way for years, I say. Think I'll manage mine. She frowns, mouth opening, then closing. Nothing left to argue. The list's still on the fridge, curling at the edges. A ghost she can't erase. Dad joins her, hanging back by the door. We didn't mean to take advantage, he starts, but I cut him off with a look. Didn't mean to, but did. Same result. He nods, surprising me. The desk was yours. We shouldn't have. It's not just the desk, I say, and I can see in his eyes he knows it's true. 2 years of invisible labor, suddenly visible in my absence. She says, voice small. It's not that bad. Too little, too late, but I nod anyway. Good to know. I climb into the driver's seat, engine humming as I glance back. The house looks smaller, sagging under its own weight. Overflowing trash cans I didn't take out. Dance shoes by the door, a lawn swallowing the walkway, 3 faces watching me like they're only now seeing me for the first time. Emma runs down the steps suddenly, thrusts something through my window. My old sketchbook, the one with my first designs. Found it in the attic, she mumbles. Thought you might want it. I take it, surprised. Thanks. A small gesture, but something. Mom starts to say something else, probably another apology that won't fix 2 years of taking, but I put the car in reverse. I'll text when I'm settled, I offer. Not forgiveness, but a door not completely closed. I pull out, tires crunching gravel, and this time I do look in the rearview. They stand together, a family -1, watching the car shrink down the road. The list on the fridge will fade eventually, but maybe something of what I've written will stick. The road stretches ahead, quiet and open, leading to a studio that's mine. 400 square feet of freedom, a window for my desk that no one can take, a life I don't have to share unless I choose to. Behind me, 3 people learning how to reset a router, fill a gas can, scrub dance shoes clean. I turn onto the highway, windows down despite the cold, and feel something building in my chest. Not anger anymore, but something lighter. The weight of them, lifted. The sun breaks over the horizon, catching in my mirror, and I smile, a real one this time, reaching my eyes. I've got a desk to rebuild, and this time, it's staying mine.